Hey guys, I'm so glad that you decided to jump in this video and go over 10 fitness myths with me today that I have learned over the 20 plus years in the fitness industry, and also show you some science behind why these are myths as a naturopathic functional medicine coach. We are going to explore some of these myths and break them down, and I will share how holistic movement like rebounding rewrites the rules. So let's jump in. In this video, we're going to break down 10 common fitness myths, not with opinions, trends, or gym hype, but with real research and a holistic lens that actually explains why these ideas are not working. Most fitness advice works against the body, and by the end of this video, you will walk away with a whole new perspective about movement, recovery, and results. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If fitness has ever felt like a full-time job without the vacation. And I want you to know that you are in good company. I don't know how many times my body has screamed at me, can we not do this today? But there's hope. Movement doesn't have to feel like punishment to be effective. What I've discovered in my 20 plus years in the fitness arena is a lot of fitness advice sounds good until you actually live it. Myth number 1, we have been taught to work harder and then we'll see the results. Most people are taught push harder, add more, grind longer. Why this is just not working for us? Exercise science shows that high intensity training elevates cortisol. Now, so I am clear, cortisol itself isn't bad. It's a necessary stress hormone that helps you mobilize energy, adapt to training, and survive challenges. The problem starts when cortisol stays elevated too often, for too long, and without recovery. So, what counts as too much? For the average adult, too much often looks like high-intensity workouts 4 to 6 times a week, training hard while under-eating and sleeping poorly, little to no low-intensity or restorative movement, and exercise through fatigue, soreness, and burnout. In these conditions, the body stops adapting and starts protecting. Elevated cortisol is a huge problem in our society. Here's the proof to show you what I mean. See if you can relate to any of these issues. Plateau in fat loss, especially around the belly, suppressed thyroid, disrupted sleeping, slow recovery, increased inflammation, nervous system stuck in fight or flight, breakdown of muscle tissue. Most research supports 1 to 3 high-intensity sessions per week with at least 48 hours between intense sessions. The fact is, 80% of your workout should be low intensity, restorative movement like rebounding. High intensity is a tool, not a lifestyle. What people really need, but barely talk about, the body changes fastest in a regulated state. We need lymphatic movement, fascia hydration, daily movement that doesn't spike stress, nervous system healing, and this is why the rebounder shines. It provides cardiovascular stimulation without high stress, mechanically loading without joint trauma, plus it's movement that supports recovery instead of stealing from it. Most people don't need more intensity. They need a body that feels safe enough to change. Myth number 2. Sweat equals success. Sweating feels productive, which is why this myth has stuck. But the truth is, sweating is thermoregulation, not a marker of fitness, fat loss, or progression. Its job is to cool the body down. When your body temperature rises, your nervous system activates sweat glands to release moisture. You can sweat in a sauna or during a speech and gain 0 fitness benefits. You can sweat heavily with no improvement. In fact, many people sweat a lot during workouts because of these reasons: poor ventilation, high humidity, adrenaline spikes, anxiety, dehydration, nervous system activation. None of these equal progress. You might leave a workout drenched, but internally inflamed and depleted. So what are some signs that shows that our workout is actually effective? Things like less pain, better circulation, reduced stiffness, stable mood, improved energy, improved sleep. Sweat is just a side effect, not a scoreboard. Start measuring workouts by how your body and mind function after. Myth 3, cardio ruins metabolism. Years ago, research showed that long duration, high stress cardio, especially when paired with calorie restriction, poor sleep, chronic stress, and no recovery, can increase cortisol and down-regulate thyroid hormones. From that, things like running got blamed, when the real issue was how it was being used. When done right, cardio improves mitochondrial function, increases oxygen efficiency, enhances insulin sensitivity, supports health, supports heart health, improves circulation. None of these ruin metabolism. They support it. Cardio can become a problem when it's always high impact, long duration without recovery, paired with under-eating, used daily as high intensity, and driven by a mentality of weight loss. And what will happen then? The body turns that fat burning into stress conservation mode. This is a real metabolic stressor. The impact, the repetition, the poor recovery. That's why things like running will usually break people down, while things like swimming and rebounding will often not. Myth number 4, pain means progress. We have been taught that if it hurts, it's working. If you're sore, you've earned it. If it burns, it's effective. These beliefs have been glorified for decades, but biology tells a whole different story. In a culture that values grit and toughness, pain became the shortcut that measures effort. Pain is a protective response, not a progress marker. When pain is speaking in the body, it's saying something isn't being managed well. It often indicates poor load distribution, body out of alignment, inflammation, dehydrated or restricted fascia, weak points in muscles or joints, mobility issue, and the list can go on. Soreness is not a requirement for progress. It's often a sign of mismanagement. So what should progress actually feel like? Better quality of movement, faster recovery, reduced pain over time, less tension in the body, more energy, improved coordination. We have to remember that pain is a teacher, not a goal. Myth number 5, you have to lift heavy to be strong. The misunderstanding here is strength equals muscle size and the amount of weight that you can lift. This idea has dominated fitness culture, but it represents only one narrow expression of strength, not the whole picture. Imagine, if you will, a football player attempting ballet, or a muscle man trying Pilates. True strength includes neuromuscular coordination, joint stability, force absorption, balance, tendon and fascia, resilience, and elastic recoil. These qualities determine how strong you really are outside the gym, where life really happens. Heavy lifting is great for strong muscles and strong bones. And I'm not saying it's not needed, but when it's overemphasized, it overloads joints, reduces mobility, increases energy, neglects connective tissue elasticity, and creates strength that doesn't transfer to daily life. Most fitness enthusiasts are gym strong, but struggle with things like balance, resilience, and mobility. Rebounding trains strength differently. It helps with tendon and fascia elasticity. It also develops fast twitch and slow twitch muscle coordination. It provides joint stabilization, reflexive strength, and is balanced under dynamic load. Strength is much more than what you lift. It's how well your body handles life. Myth number 6, more workouts, more results. I spent a long time listening to this one. If you put more in, you should get more out, right? This perspective was borrowed from the productivity factory era. More effort equals more success. Rest is weakness. Recovery is just optional. But the human body is not mechanical. It's adaptive. Machines don't fatigue emotionally. Machines don't have hormones. Machines don't function based on stress perception. But here's the thing, your body does though. It responds to tissue health, mental health, nervous system state, stress overload, environment, recovery quality, hormone balance, and the list goes on. Volume is not the answer here. Instead of building, the body will shift into damage control. We have to remember that progress doesn't happen during the workouts. It happens between them. The body thrives on variation and recovery. The body doesn't need more pressure. What it needs is intelligent input. The rebounder is a recovery type movement, something no other workout can provide. Myth number 7, weight loss is just calorie in versus calorie out. This to me should be everybody's biggest red flag when it comes to an expert's advice. If you hear this, you should run, not walk. This oversimplified statement that if you eat less and move more treats our body like a calculator. But our body is a holistic system, and what many of us are finding out is that calorie restriction just doesn't work long term. A calculator will give you the same answer every time, but your body doesn't. Because your body adapts based on hormones, stress level, inflammation, gut health, lymphatic flow, sleep quality, nervous system state, your mindset. And the proof of this is that when 2 people eat the same calories, they will get 2 completely different results. Many times when the body perceives scarcity, cortisol rises, metabolic rate slows, fat loss becomes resistant, energy drops, thyroid output decreases, and mood swings occur. We have to understand that it isn't our body failing us. Our body is made to protect us. It is a healing machine. And the only thing that I have ever measured in my journey is sugar. Here's what weight loss actually responds to: hormone balance, lymphatic drainage, movement, inflammation levels, nervous system regulation, and hydration. But no, I'm not just talking about H2O. I'm talking about H3O, which you can explore down in the post below. Calories matter, but they are just one piece to a very detailed ecosystem. That's why I rave about rebounding being the best holistic tool available. It supports fat loss while treating different areas of our body, improving insulin sensitivity, lowering stress load, enhancing lymphatic drainage, supporting fascia hydration and circulation, helps decrease inflammation, increases energy, and improves our mood. Your body isn't something you need to outsmart. It's simply something you need to support. And it's as simple as when the environment improves, results will follow. Myth number 8, you need extreme motivation to stay fit. We've all heard things like, if you were just more disciplined, you'd stay consistent. But here's the truth most people aren't talking about. Motivation is an emotional surge created by the brain when something feels new, exciting, or urgent. It's fueled by dopamine. That's why so many people stick to new goals for a few weeks. Dopamine spikes when you imagine results, start fresh, hear a hype speech, and of course, we all love those before and after photos. But dopamine drops once something becomes normal. So when the newness fades, people assume they have just lost the motivation, when in reality, their brain simply stopped producing the surge. Motivation is meant to initiate. Motivation disappears when the nervous system feels unsafe. It starts to prioritize survival, not transformation. The reason why motivation dies is because movement starts to feel like a threat. Painful, humiliating, too intense, exhausting. One of the biggest things I've noticed when I added the rebounder to my health and wellness journey was that my mentality went from I have to work out to I can't wait to bounce. Myth number 9, low impact workouts aren't effective and you need long workouts to see real change. These two myths usually travel together and quickly sabotage consistency more than any other statement in fitness. The fitness culture has trained us to equate effort with exhaustion, seriousness with suffering, effectiveness with time. But the body doesn't measure workouts in minutes or misery. It measures things by signals. So what do these signals look like? Quality of stimulation, frequency, recovery, nervous system response. Short, repeatable input sends stronger adaptation signals than long, draining session that your mind and body dread. Change happens when movement feels safe, sessions feel doable, and consistency becomes automatic. 5 minutes of rebounding can deliver benefits that traditional workouts need much longer to achieve. And the bonus is you're not in recovery debt. Your body doesn't need more force, it needs better communication. When movement is repeatable, enjoyable, and supportive, change stops being something that we chase after, and it is actually something that just naturally happens. I've saved the best for last because this one is personal. Myth number 10, fitness is something separate from health and wellness. I've saved this one because this is the main reason this channel exists. Often we see most fitness channels focus on appearance, discipline, calorie burn. They train our bodies in isolation. We can be fit and still be very exhausted, inflamed, burnt out, anxious, imbalanced, spiritually empty, sick, stressed, unhappy, unfulfilled. I've seen this over and over again, and I've also lived it. Holistic health has taught me something that mainstream fitness never could. Most fitness programs talk at the body, but very few listen to it. They chase results, not regulation. Many people out there train hard, eat clean, and look fit, while their body and minds are operating in chronic stress mode. One of the biggest things I've learned about the body is that it prioritizes survival before performance. Your body doesn't experience life in pieces, it experiences it as a whole. So when fitness ignores the internal state, it unintentionally trains the body to brace itself instead of adapt. This is why I am so passionate about the rebounder and I created Leaps and Bounds. It is here for people to become more responsive, resilient, and regulated. Because when the body receives the correct signals, it releases tension, it restores balance, and it heals itself more efficiently. And as an individual who has tried every type of workout there is, from yoga to weightlifting to Pilates to running to whatever you can imagine, rebounding was the first movement that I have ever experienced to give me all these benefits, such as regulating my nervous system, improving my circulation without overwhelm, encouraging trust instead of force in my body and mind, and feeling regulated instead of drained. And one of the biggest highlights with rebounding is it didn't force my body to push through. It actually invited my body to participate, and that distinction changed my fitness and wellness journey completely. We certainly unpacked a lot today. The myths that we are taught, the science behind why they fail, and what actually helps the body thrive. This channel exists to bridge the gap between fitness and wellness. I'm here to help people work with the body and stop fighting against it. That is why I became so passionate about the rebounder, because it supports our body, it regulates our nervous system, it hydrates our fascia, it helps lymphatic drainage, it helps connective tissue, it strengthens our tendons and joints, it's low impact, it helps our hormones balance, it helps insulin sensitivity. It is almost like magic. And I hope you can see just how powerful something as simple as bouncing can be. If you want to go deeper, I put some studies and different links in the description below so that you can explore more for yourself and not just take my word for it. Lastly, I invite you to rebound with me. Come explore the power behind the bounce and see what it can do for your wellness journey. Because around here, when in doubt, we bounce it out.